Hello, my name is Michael Cruz from the Learning Resources Department, and I would like to welcome you to my video series on the SQ5R reading strategies. The following are a series of videos that are going to explain this reading strategy to you and how you'll use it particularly for a digital textbook, though these concepts could be easily applied to a print book as well. First of all, I want to talk about why you need to use a reading strategy. First of all, it breaks up the material into manageable chunks. It allows you to work at your own pace. It highlights the key concepts of the reading and breaks your reliance on rote memorization. Now, rote memorization is trying to memorize something through repeating a process over and over. Sometimes that works, like for a math problem, doing it a bunch of times familiarizes you with the process. But as far as reading and digesting the material from 30 pages of a textbook chapter, it's not really the best method. So we are going to employ a reading strategy to help us make the task more manageable. The first step of SQ5R is the survey step. And what you're going to do is you're going to review the big concepts of the chapter. This is where you're going to look for the bold terms, the italicized words, the charts, the graphs, the sample problems, etc. And this is where you're going to try to gain a holistic understanding of the chapter. Next, you're going to question. And what you're going to do is, after surveying the chapter, develop questions you hope to answer while reading. You're going to look to see if the manufacturers provide any questions at the end of the chapter. And you're going to ask yourself, what do the authors want me to take away from the reading? Next, you're going to read, which seems obvious because it is talking about reading a textbook. But after you've surveyed and developed your questions, you're going to go back, you're going to read through the chapter, but you're going to read in small chunks, 2 to 3 paragraphs at the time. You're going to know your limits and you're going to read at a comfortable pace. You're going to remember that it's not a race to get through the content as fast as possible, but it's about understanding as much of the material as you can. After you read, you're going to respond to the text, which means you're going to think about what you've read. You're going to identify what's most important. You're going to answer any questions you may be able to answer at this point. You know, these are the questions that you've created on your own. These are the questions at the end of the chapter. These are the questions that you may have thought of in class and need to find answers to. After you've responded to the reading, you're going to record. And this just means you're going to write notes about the important things you've read. Okay, you're going to do this in a notebook, or you can use the note feature in your digital textbook. You could use a combination of both. There is really no right or wrong, just find out what works best for you. Also, you can highlight and underline material you may want to come back to later, and you can do this by using the tools provided in the digital textbook itself. And then we're going to recite the material. So while reading, you're going to stop periodically to say the information out loud. You're going to paraphrase what you've read. And just say this to someone else, mom or dad, brother, sister, whomever. Say it to yourself out loud. Teach it to a pet if they'll listen to you. Just get the information out of your head and into the world so you can hear it. Saying the information out loud will help you conceptualize what you've just read. It helps process that information. After you recite, you're going to review. All right, and this is the last step of the process. You're going to rescan the chapter. You're going to think about how the information has been presented. You're going to see if you've answered all your questions. And then you're going to determine if you have all the information you need, or if you should reread parts or all of the chapter for further clarity. Now, a final thought on this process is keep in mind that this strategy is meant to be a cyclical process, meaning you're going to use it over and over. If you don't get it all the first time, go back to the chapter and repeat the steps as needed. And then certainly use this process for each chapter you read, each article you read, for your classes, information on websites, There's a myriad of materials you can apply this concept to. Now, what's going to follow this video is individual videos breaking down each part of the process, demonstrating how to actually use it with a digital textbook. So please continue on to see a detailed explanation of how to use each step of the process. Thank you.